Guys, these are 5 value stocks that I personally own. Now remember, just because I own them does not mean anyone out there should buy them. I have completely different standards for what I'm buying and why I'm buying it. I have real estate, I have businesses upstairs, and I own stocks. I also sell options. There's 1,000 reasons why I own a stock that'll be different than yours. So this is about teaching a process and why I own these stocks. So for these stocks, we've done all these stocks and videos. There'll be links below for all the videos we've done. Okay, so let's get started. First stock, PayPal. Mo doesn't own it. I own it. I think they're a great company. I think with their acquisition of Venmo and they're being immersed in the world of online purchasing and with the trust factor. Mo and I have said before, when we buy something, especially something overseas, when we want to trust, we buy something not on Amazon, we try to use PayPal as much as possible. Right. We love PayPal for that reason. I believe they're after security for the consumer. That's why I like them. Look at this, Mo. All-time high of $3.10 a share, down to 57 back in August. And now they're back up to $63.
When were they $3.10 a share?
Back in July of 2021, a mere 2 years and 3 months ago.
So they're doing more revenue.
2 months ago, yeah. More revenue, more profit, more free cash flow, and the stock is lower. Nice. That just proves stocks are a voting machine in the short run. All right? Let's check out their 8 pillars quick. Everything's a check mark except for the free cash flow number. So the free cash flow is taking a hit. And remember, if you're part of our exclusive community, it's the largest value investing community on YouTube. You can customize your pillars up to 12 different pillars. So just remember that for those of you in the community. So everything's a check mark. Look at this, Mo. The price of free cash flow is 14. The 5-year PE is 21. So more free cash flow.
Yep.
$3.7 billion in free cash flow, $5 billion in the last 5 years, while they're only reporting income of $3.2 billion. So I like it. I love it. Let's see what analysts are saying for the company. They're estimating the company to make $5 per share this year, going to $9.22 in the next 4 years. Growth, double-digit growth every year. Now remember, these are analysts.
Even the revenue is a lot. Wow.
What's the revenue growth, Mo?
$30.3 billion to $46.7 billion.
Wow.
It's a pretty big jump.
Okay, so high single digits there.
Yeah.
Now, I think this company, as the world gets bigger and bigger and start doing more online, is going to be the go-to security company for finance. People say Apple Pay, it's not the same service. Apple Pay is just sitting there allowing you to pay through your phone directly to your credit card and that sort of thing. If you have an issue with something you bought through Apple Pay, you don't go to Apple. You go to your Visa credit card. With PayPal, you can go to PayPal. And we've had that happen. It's a wonderful, wonderful service. All right, so there's a lot of growth there. Now, of course, guys, if you're here, you want the stock analyzer tool. This is the tool that everybody in our community uses to determine what price to pay for the company. But guys, in the link below, there's going to be a link for PayPal. It'll link you to the last video we did for PayPal. Click on that. We're going to do a deeper dive into PayPal there and also do the stock analyzer tool. So, next company, Disney, Mo.
Oh.
Disney is the company that...
Wow, $81 a share.
$81 per share. It was a high of $203 just a year and a half ago, back in March 8th of 2021, literally almost a year and a half ago.
And they just hit their 52-week low last week.
Yep, at $80.53. Now, Disney to me is a massive moat, and their profit margin is insanely low right now. Look at this profit margin, 2.6%. The 5 years, 4.8%. But I think that was directly affected by COVID. Mo, what were they doing in years before? Because look, they have record revenue right now. Record revenue. But before COVID, the year before COVID, they did $12 billion on $65 billion in revenue. That's 17%. The year before that, they did $12 billion on $58 billion in revenue. That's over 20%.
Even go back to 2014, they did $7.5 billion on
48 billion. That's 15% or more.
Yeah. So you could see the drop was 2020.
Yeah. So I personally believe that this is a temporary profit margin decline. And once they get back up to, let's say they even get to 10% profit margin, you're talking about an $8 to $10 billion a year company. And at $148 billion market cap, you're going to be able to buy them at no more than 15 times paying today's prices, in my opinion. Let's go see our 8 pillars here. Ugly. Do you see this, Mo? Look how bad this is. This is awful.
Oh,
the only thing check mark is revenue growth.
You would expect a lot of green with Disney, just thinking Disney.
The last 5 years have been terrible.
Wow.
And they've actually diluted shareholders too.
Oh, wow. They did.
How many shares outstanding do they have right now? 1.8 billion?
1.83
Okay,
billion.
so let's see what analyst estimates are saying.
Is there
So
an acquisition in here?
I don't think so, Mo. I think it was dilution to keep the doors open.
17 was $1 billion.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's nothing. And does that correlate?
And that was more than 5 years ago, too.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I'm looking at this jump right here, 1.49 to 1.8.
Oh,
Like, what was that?
interesting. Yeah, that's a big increase.
Yeah.
All right, so look at their EPS, Mo. $3.76 a share here, going to $9 according to analysts in
big.
5 years. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
All right, $9 a share in 5 years. I mean, and I don't even think so. $9 a share times 1.8 billion. That's roughly $15, $16 per share in profit. Okay, let's see what their revenue would be at that point. 118 billion. So let's do the math real quick. At 1.83 billion times $9.13, 16.7 billion on revenue of 118 billion. That's 14% profit margin. So the analysts here, again, analysts have their biases, and I don't think you should sit there and go, oh, I love the analysts, but
It's not a lot of revenue growth, really.
it's not, but they shouldn't have a lot of revenue growth. They're a huge company.
Yeah.
So again, guys, Stock Analyzer tool, click the link below for Disney to do our last version of Disney. Next company, Alibaba. A lot of China talk right now. China talk is big. Are they having a slowdown? Is there the Evergrande bankruptcy, the real estate thing? Remember, guys, a China slowdown is not a recession. They don't have negative growth. It's just slower growth. It is the fastest growing middle class in the world. Last year, they did lose 80 million people in population or something like that. The population declined by 80 million people. Okay, so let's pull up Alibaba here. Mo, why don't you go over some Alibaba stuff on the 8 pillars?
Let's see.
Oh, wow. All-time high, by the way, of $320 back in October of 2020 and a low of $58 in October of 2022.
Okay. I'm actually surprised here. Shares outstanding. That's pretty common for Chinese companies. They're not usual diluters.
They don't buy back and they don't dilute.
I think the 5-year ROIC is probably a bit skewed of what's been going on the last 3 years. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And the net income growth. And let's go to the income statement and just see what we have over here. Oh man. So in 2022, look at this. They were doing 13 billion, 24 billion, 20 billion, and then it dropped to about 5.5. Now it's back up significantly.
So go before the third. When they made 7.96 billion. What was their revenue that year?
Revenue was 38.5 billion.
So that's 20-some% profit margin, and their current profit margin is 9.4.
Okay. So and they did 11.5 billion on 123 billion.
9.4%.
Yeah.
So is that normal? Now look at their cash flow though. You have to go to the annual on cash flow. What's their cash flow like?
18.62 5-year average. Did about 22.5 billion.
That's big numbers.
Yeah. So it's back to 2021 levels, which was the records coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
Or during COVID, I should say. They've been divesting a bit. So
Selling
look at
off.
that. They did an acquisition every year, and then the last 2 years they've started to divest.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. What are analysts saying?
Let's see here. $7.48 this year, going to $13. That's pretty good growth.
Decent growth.
Decent.
And current PE then would be about 12 or 13. Yeah. Remember, guys, the story is China. The story is we're scared of China. We're scared of we don't own the shares, ADRs. This has always been the case.
When it was 310 or 320 a share,
it was the same issue.
So 121.5 billion in revenue this year, going to 192.6 billion in 2028.
All right, so high single digits again. I'm actually surprised it's that low.
Me too. I was expecting mid-teens.
Especially when you consider China's economic growth is probably going to be 6 to 10% a year nominal growth.
And this is the biggest company there.
Yeah. It's going to get and their international spread. I bought through Alibaba.
They've just split into 6 different companies.
They're splitting into 6 different divisions.
Should unlock some value.
That's the plan.
So
that's the goal.
Okay.
Okay. So again, Stock Analyzer. Click the link below for our Alibaba video. Number 4, Target. Target. Guys, this company's been hit hard by theft. Hit hard by the whole woke, anti-woke, whatever you want to call it.
This theft stuff is crazy.
It is crazy.
Like I'm watching these videos on Instagram. People just walk in with a bag, fill it up in front of a worker, and just walk out.
There was a CNN thing where they went to like a CVS or Walgreens.
CVS.
And they were literally interviewing the person about
They
this.
were like on the phone with
and
police.
the guy walked out and they like followed the guy. Like, did that guy just steal? Literally, they were interviewing the manager about
Yeah.
theft. And the guy literally took something and just walked out with
insane.
it. Now, with that said, I don't think that's a permanent problem. These stores are going to get smart about how they're going to handle theft. So when people see this, I go, this is a temporary problem. You look at Target, all-time high in November of 2021 of $260 a share. It hit a low of 120 just 2 weeks ago, and now it's at 124. It's got a dividend yield currently of 3.4%. The question is it sustainable? Now, their last year of cash flow was $1.6 billion,
Yeah.
and they paid $2 billion in dividends. That's going to be hard to sustain.
Yeah, but if you go back further,
their 5-year average free cash flow is $3.5 billion.
right?
So I look at that going, okay, they can afford that dividend.
So in 2018, they did $3.5 billion in free cash flow, $3 billion in 19, $6 billion in 20, $6 billion in 21, and then it just dropped significantly.
Yeah.
So it's probably in that 4 range. That's probably normal.
Probably
wouldn't you
three,
think?
probably somewhere in the 3.5 to 4 range.
Yeah.
And I look at this going, this is probably going to be a company without a lot of growth potential that's going to have to pay out a lot in dividends or buying back shares. And they better be buying back shares now, if you ask me.
Are they?
Its 5-year PE is 14. What's their 8 pillars look like? Well, they bought back 13% of their shares in the last 5 years. Cash flows dropped, which you said. And the long-term liabilities doesn't bother me as much. It's a big retail spot with a lot of, obviously their leases are debt. They owe the money, so it's on there. Let's look at analyst estimates while Mo looks up their buybacks. Oh my gosh. They're expected to make $5.60 this year, which is pretty low, a drop of 58%, getting to $15.65 in 2028, according to analysts. Wowza. It's a big jump. Big jump. Revenue growth, very small. Very small revenue growth, but that's expected for a company like Target. I don't expect them to get huge revenue growth numbers. I mean, how many locations are they opening? New locations. It's going to be hard for them.
So it doesn't look, they don't have a plan in place to repurchase shares. They have not repurchased shares in the last 6 months, ending July 29th. So there's nothing in place. They have said that they will have stuff in place.
Okay. Oh, let's look at price stores for Target, actually.
Yeah, I was trying to
Do you have that here?
Here we go.
Beginning store count. Not many closed, not many open. Look at that.
Pretty stable.
Yeah. And they're probably closing stores in declining population markets or underperforming stores and opening them as in the southeast where populations are growing and going out further and further.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
All right.
Last one. T. Rowe Price. T. Rowe Prizzle. Now, T. Rowe is interesting. It's a asset manager. They basically are the big, look at their all-time high, 224 on August 30th, 2021, a low in October of $93 per share. They're currently at 111. Huge dividend, Mo. 4.4%.
Pays $1 billion.
Yes, so that's the big problem I have. Their 5-year average free cash flow is $2 billion, and my guess is that's going to decrease as the markets go, if the markets go down.
Yeah.
So it's a big chunk, but they can afford that to decrease this dividend. Look at these margins. 50% gross margin. That means every extra dollar they bring in revenue, 50 cents goes to pay the bottom line and overhead. Bottom line profit in the last 5 years has been 35%. 35%. Wow. Return on invested capital, 17.4%. Wow. Man, big time growth. Big time numbers. Growth, let's check out the 8 pillars first. All right, net income's down, cash flow's down. That was what we saw. So everything else is a check mark. They're buying back shares, high ROIC, low multiple of earnings and free cash flow. Look at this, 0.9 debt ratio. Guys, that means they can pay off all their long-term debt with less than 1 year of free cash flow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
They have a share buyback program.
Oh, what's their share buyback program?
Let's see. We increased our quarterly dividend. Of course they did. Further, we expended $45.2 million in the first half of 2023 to repurchase 420,000 shares at an average price of $107.22. That's just below right now.
$45 million on a $25 billion market cap. That's 0.15%. Look at this, Mo. Not much earnings per share growth here.
No.
Not much earnings per share growth here.
I wonder if that's analysts factoring in a choppy environment that we could be going into.
Very well could be, because look at the revenue growth. Not much revenue growth either. So this one is something that I'm buying at lower prices. I have it on my watch list. And again, stock analyzer tool, click the link below. Guys, we appreciate this. Again, these are 5 value stocks I own. Don't buy them just because I own them. Do your own analysis. We're here to teach a process. Please check out the links below for the videos we did in the past. Thank you for your time.